What's going on, guys? Ness here. Today I want to take a quick look at a budget fight stick that I picked up. This one is made by Mayflash. It is the F300. It's a universal fight stick and it works for the PS4, PS3, Xbox One/Xbox 360, PC, Android, and the Nintendo Switch. Yes, this is compatible with the Nintendo Switch. But with a $60 price tag, how good is it? Like, is it actually worth it? Is it actually functional? Can you actually play your fighters with it? We're gonna find all that out. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna take this thing out of the box and let's have a closer look at it. Right out of the box, the first thing that I notice is that it's actually pretty well built. It's a little on the lighter side, but the materials are nice and solid. It's got one of those 8-button layouts, 4 top buttons, 4 bottom buttons that actually feel pretty nice. They don't feel like they cheaped out too much on the buttons. One of the major selling points is that this thing is actually super easy to mod, adding some of the more expensive Songwall parts into it. The joystick doesn't feel that bad. Definitely probably gonna upgrade it later, but for right now, it feels actually pretty good. I mean, for 60 bucks, it feels really good. Up in the center, it's got a start/options/menu button, I guess whatever console you're playing and whatnot. It's got the buttons on the side in conjunctions with the various controllers like the Xbox One, the PS4 home button, etc, etc. Then you got the switches over on the side that let you switch from PC, console to PS3, as well as if you want the joystick to be either an analog stick, a XY axis, or a D-pad, as well as a turbo function. I don't know why we're still using turbo in this day and age. Over on the back end of the stick, you'll notice a USB port. What this USB port is for is, I believe for the Xbox One as well as the PS4, you have to plug in an official controller into this thing, and I guess it kind of maps the buttons in conjunction with whatever controller you have, and that's how it works universally. I do believe that when plugged into the Switch, it just works right off the bat, but we'll find that out. This thing really impresses when compared to a more expensive stick. I mean, obviously the buttons on the more expensive stick and the joystick are of slightly better quality, but not by much. It actually doesn't feel too bad. So let's plug this thing into some consoles and let's game with it. Using it on the Nintendo Switch is just as simple as plugging it in, and I have to honestly say, it feels pretty damn good. I was executing combos and moves with relative ease in Ultra Street Fighter 2. Playing it on the PS4, you actually have to have a PlayStation 4 controller plugged into the port on top of the stick. But once that's plugged in, it seemed to work fine with Street Fighter V. With Street Fighter 4, a game that moves at a slightly faster pace and with faster inputs, you notice the difference in the quality of the stick. The joystick itself seemed kind of off when I was trying to execute some of the more simple combos that I'm accustomed to working with. Still doable, but I guess I'm spoiled from my tournament edition sticks. Playing it on the Xbox One, it's pretty much the same deal. You gotta have an Xbox One controller plugged into the port on top of the stick. But while playing Killer Instinct, I had no issues at all. This thing worked fantastic with the Xbox One. Plugging it into the PC was pretty much a 1-2-3 process. And I'm playing it with Cuphead because why the hell not, and it seemed to work fine. work like a dream with Dragon Ball The Fighter Z, but I'm still pretty much a basic player. But I had no problems with the stick on here, it felt perfectly fine. So the Mayflash Arcade Fighting Stick F300. I feel like for the price point, which is about 60 bucks, it is a fantastic stick. I mean, maybe I'll mod it in the future and see how it performs then, but right out of the box, it plays really good for its price point. I'm actually very impressed by this thing, and I love the fact that it's a universal fight stick. Prior to this, I was using converters and whatnot to try to use my tournament edition sticks on other consoles, and there was just a lot of latency and it just was not a good solution. This is actually a way better solution than that. I would highly recommend this stick for someone who doesn't have the cash to shovel out for a tournament edition stick or one of the more expensive sticks. This thing is perfect. I wouldn't even call it a beginner fight stick. This stick would legit be my daily driver and probably will be from this point forward. So the Mayflash F300 definitely gets a thumbs up from me. I'll put a link to the F300 in the description below. Till next time, this is Ness, signing out.